welcome to the Fandom Show, the podcast where we learn about fantastic fandoms by talking to our favorites about their favorites. I'm Kaya Green.
And I'm Stephanie Malik.
And today we are talking about one of the most punishing RPGs ever made. We're talking about Elden Ring. Oh, I'm excited for this. Oh. I have yet to play this video game because I am viscerally afraid of it.
That's reasonable. From my understanding, it is something to be afraid of.
Well, that's one take on it.
Yes.
That's from me as a genuinely subpar video game player, which I love and embrace about myself. Steph, what do you know about Elden Ring?
I really don't know very much about this game. I do know just from doing a little bit of research onto this that it's written by the same person who did Dark Souls and Bloodborne, in collaboration with George R.R. Martin.
Yes.
So two people that love to punish through their stories.
Just love to murder people.
But
fictional people, I should say. This is not an accusation.
Yeah, but similar to you, I'm a Luddite when it comes to video games. Like, I love Tetris. I love Fall Guys. I love playing Balatro. That's about as hard as the games can get for me before I have meltdowns.
Yeah, to be clear, we like video games.
I love a video game.
Playing Mario Kart all week. We play things.
Yeah,
it's
but I have a low
high
bar.
Difficulty.
Yeah, I have a very low bar for video game frustration.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as a video game is like, it's a little hard, I'm like, I'm out. Thank you so much. I've had a great time here. We're talking about you recently wrote a game, and apparently there are many exit points for this game where, you go through different challenges to choose your own adventure.
5 different possible endings.
And I took the very first out, and I was like, well, you know what? This is a bit hard. I've decided to die.
Yeah, you died at the earliest possible avenue, which I genuinely thought no one was going to get to. So in a way,
Joke's
you gave
on
me a gift.
I will take the first out when there's any sort of challenge. So that's sort of what I know about this game. Kai, what do you know about the game?
I know that From Software, I believe, was the company that made it. And as you said before, it's famous for games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls. But this is their sort of their big sprawling sandbox role-playing game, fantasy genre. So it has a lot of the elements of your typical RPG. You can pick your classes, you have a horse, you wander around, but the bad guys will kill you. In fact, I think some little guys will kill you. So it's very different in that it doesn't hold your hand in the way, say, Dragon Age might or other RPGs. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be a burn right
I hear
at you.
Even when I play Dragon Age, it's like, what is the easiest mode you can play this on where you barely fight? Yeah, that's still a bit hard.
Yeah, sorry, that felt pointed. It wasn't.
It was
intended.
pointed. You looked at me and then into my soul, and then said that to
Your
me.
dark soul. But I mean, I'm the same. Like, I'm playing Mass Effect on such an easy mode that I've barely upgraded any of my skills because I don't need to, because no one does me damage. Like, that's how lazy I am, because I'm just here for the romances. Not always the case,
smooches.
but at least in this case. So yeah, I'm pretty weak in that respect. But yeah, that's what I know about it. Like you said, George R.R. Martin was involved, and I know the one other thing I know is that if you run in the wrong direction right at the beginning of the game, you'll die instantly.
Real? Okay.
That's the one thing I've heard. Anyway, so that's what I know.
Do you know who knows a lot more than us about this game?
I am dying to find out.
Well, Meg Mackay is a comedian, TV writer, and local delight. They're a writer-producer on the recent Crave APTN show, Don't Even. And as a stand-up, they've done Just for Laughs. You can watch 2 of their sets on CBC, and they've got 2 comedy albums, the latter of which is called Clown Baby, that you can listen to anywhere you get your albums. Meg, welcome to the show.
Oh, the Fallen Leaves tell the story of a Meg Mackay who would become Lord.
I love this energy.
I assume it's a reference, but I almost hope it isn't, and that's just how you introduce yourself.
That's just how you start every set.
Burst every door down, covered in sweat, drenched in sweat, screaming my own name.
Honestly, I think more people need to enter rooms that way. I feel like we'd enjoy the world more.
Oh no, Meg Mackay, the evilest Pokemon, has arrived.
Meg, welcome. So excited to talk to you about this. When I asked you about coming on the show, you were pretty immediate with the thing you wanted to talk about because you recently platinumed this game,
Yes.
right? That is huge.
Yeah.
That's not a small accomplishment.
I'm a big loser.
No,
Disagree.
That's not the vibes here. The
No.
vibes are loving the
No.
things you love.
Here, you just rule.
Elden Ring players will know that I am maidenless.
What does that mean?
It's a term in the game where it just means that you don't have like a companion. But in reality, it also means that. It was funny troll.
You had work to do, and it was getting the platinum on this, which for those of you who are listening who are like, what? Because you don't game? A-okay. Getting a platinum on a game is when you just get everything, right? You do everything the game has to do. You collect everything. You beat every mission, beat every boss, and you did that.
Get every ending.
Get every ending.
Not every ending, but all the ones that you're required to get in order to get that trophy.
Yeah,
Oh
wow. So you've done everything the game has for you to do.
I love it so much. Actually, I found out, because I did a little bit more research, that I've missed 2 whole quests still.
Whoa.
That's how big this game is. It's massive. It's hours and hours and hours of lore, and it's dense, and it's like you can miss a quest so easily. And I was doing a Google, and I was like, wow, there's a whole quest with jars I didn't do.
Whoa.
Living jars.
That sounds on its own like you must go back for that.
Okay, I'm going to go back to basics on this. Let's pretend someone has never heard of Elden Ring. How would you explain it?
Elden Ring is a very lore-heavy video game where you play a character known as a Tarnished, who has been recently, Tarnished of no renown, who's just been recently invited back into the Lands Between and given the grace from the Erd Tree in order to pursue a mission of becoming the Elden Lord. You've arrived in the Lands Between about 1,000 years after the Elden Ring has shattered and all of the demigods have received parts of said Elden Ring, and you have to go and kill them.
Whoa.
You have to go kill them and get them.
That sounded like it was so precisely from the manual for this game. Like I feel like I have this memorized. I love it.
I love it so much. I've had to distill it because I spent so much time playing like 500 hours into this game.
Whoa.
I literally I don't know.
I love that.
I was gonna ask. That's amazing.
Yeah, I played a lot of it. And it's so amazing about it is like anytime I play any game, I always start as a mage. And I should say also, like when I first started playing this game, like I got a PlayStation just to play it. Like I saw the trailer for it and was like, what? And I never really played that many video games before. I played like Breath of the Wild and I had a Switch.
So this is one of the first video games you really delved into?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's incredible. You started on hard mode.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like the thing I like about FromSoft in general, now that I realize this, I've gone back and just started playing Sekiro, and I played Bloodborne afterwards. But you're supposed to fail. That's how you get better. That's how you progress the story. It's kind of like Hades. If anyone's ever played.
Oh yes,
love
we've
Hades.
dropped many hours into Hades.
It's not a dungeon crawler, but you have to fail in order to succeed. And it's frustrating, but like if you there's such a feeling of accomplishment after, like I play as a mage often and stuff, and I started as a mage and I skipped by accident the whole tutorial cave. Like you can by accident just completely miss where the tutorial is.
Uh-oh.
So I just walked out into the world like,
Oh no.
and then I didn't even know how to equip my staff. So I was just going around hitting things like with a stick. I'm not kidding. For the first like 3 hours of that game, I was like, I hate this. But I spent so much money on it.
So I'm going to like it.
I'm going to play $80 worth of this game. I don't get it's the East Coaster in me.
Oh yeah, you got to get
every
your money's worth
cent out of it.
We're going to per hour.
Oh my gosh.
That's very, very funny.
What was it about the like trailer that hooked you that you were like, I have to buy a PlayStation to play this game?
Oh, you know what's wild about it is the graphics are amazing, but the big boss that they tease in the trailer is like Godric the Grafted, and in it, like he just opens his arm, and his arm is a dragon's head, and it spews fire, and you're like, whoa, holy shit! But he's like one of the first bosses, and by the time you get to him, he's so easy, and he matters not at all.
Really?
Like literally not at all.
So you're watching it and being like, this is the big baddie that we're gonna fight. Oh, he's dead.
And just blunk
with a stick.
Just hit him with my stick that I got.
That is also such a flex for the guy with a dragon for an arm to be not important.
Not at all.
For many, many fantasy series, that is like the guy.
Yeah.
You know? But they were like, nah, we got more. We got more
The
going on.
actual demigods like actively mock him.
Oh, Dragon Hand, that guy's a little bitch.
Oh, what a loser.
Every time he loses, he sticks somebody else's arm to his back, so he just is like covered in arms. So he looks terrifying.
But that's because he's lost so many times?
I guess so. He just keeps eating people, turning into a big spider.
Oh my
Oh, that
God.
is pretty
He
dope,
looks
though.
scary, and it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
so rad. It's so rad. It's so lore heavy that like you'll play the whole game a million times, and then you can watch literally 20 hours worth of lore videos and stuff that you've missed.
That's
Like,
wild.
people are still uncovering stuff like Miyazaki, who created the. This is what I'm getting from like other YouTube videos, but apparently when he was learning English, he read a lot of like sci-fi stuff and was only getting like every third or fourth word, and is like, well, I'm figuring it out. So that's how lore will be explained to you.
Whoa.
You will find it in pieces. And
In
you'll figure it
context
out.
clues.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
Like you pick up an item and it's like, this belonged to America's first son. You haven't met him. He might be a snake. And she hates him. And you're like, okay.
who's she? What? Wait, what?
And then you
Who's
just have to
America?
start like piecing it together, and like
Yeah.
it really puts the emphasis on you to do that work.
Yeah, and I think it's like really community based as well. Like at any point, if anything gets too hard, the game gives you like there is no easy mode. The game
Yes.
gives you so many different tools in order to make it not difficult. So like you can summon in friends that you know in multiplayer. You can bring them in. You can summon in players who've been playing for like 800,000 hours. One of my favorite things to do now that I've been playing for like 1 billion hours is just turn on multiplayer and people will just summon me in to help fight like different dungeons
What?
or bosses or whatever.
Oh, sick.
What a cool feature.
It's really sick. Like really, all the games you can do that in, all the FromSoft games you can do that. But it's about. So if you want to make it like punishingly difficult, you can just go and like get the bare minimum and try to beat like Radigan off the top with just a broomstick and a pot on your head. Like if you want to do that, you can. Or you can literally like just summon. You can summon in people. There's a guy who there's a really difficult boss named Melania Blade of Mikola. She's very, very difficult if you are like any sort of melee player, which most people are. I didn't realize this, but like I went pure mage in mine, so I love hucking spells. If I'm gonna be in a magic world, I'm gonna be a magician.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be magic.
Yeah, you can pick up a sword any old day in real life.
I can just
Yeah.
go to my kitchen and find a knife. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
a little stabby, no
I can
problem.
sneak up behind people now.
Yeah.
who cares? Yeah, exactly.
Can you huck a fireball though? No, you
No,
cannot.
I cannot.
I love that mentality of going in. It's like, that makes so much sense.
It's true.
So you open a portal and throw rocks from it in one of the spells. It's rad as hell.
That's super cool.
But she's really difficult because she like if you try to get up close to her, she'll actually like steal your life. So it's impossible. Her health bar goes up as yours goes down. It's impossible for a lot of folks. People have a hard time.
Worst.
There's a guy famously in all of fandom called Let Me Solo Her. He's a console player, so I never ran into him. But he has a permanent sign outside of her boss room. So you can summon this guy named Let Me Solo Her, and he goes in and will solo that boss and kill her for you.
So he's managed to set up like a business card outside of this boss, basically, just like, let me finish this person for you.
Yeah. You're given like a golden finger, and you can write like a summon sign. You can write one, or you can have one put up for you and through multiplayer, and people can summon you to different areas to go help them. It gets a little bit annoying because there's some bosses that are so hard that people call you in all the time. So I've probably fought Radigan like easily 100 times.
Really?
Oh, dang.
Easily.
You must be very good at it at this point. Like you must have the combinations down.
I don't know that I'm very good at it. That's the problem. Is that I don't think that I'm very good at it at all. Like I just enjoy it. I like it for the lore. I like it for I die a lot. Like a lot.
I mean, it sounds like that's doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah, it's very fascinating.
Also, I think we should all do more things that we're not necessarily great at, but we just really like doing. That's the
Yeah.
secret of life, I
Yeah.
think.
I think that's a lesson that I learned from this game.
Yeah?
Is just keep at it.
Yeah, it's
Keep
okay to
chugging
come in
along.
not knowing something and then just like figuring it out until you get better at it so that you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
So this game won Game of the year it came out, and we've heard it referred to as the greatest game of all time. What do you think elevates this as a game?
Oh, I think because it is so big, so vast, and you can really tailor the experience to yourself. Like I've played it I've had 3 different characters. I've done like a samurai blood build, and I've done a pure mage build, and I did like a spell blade build, and the reason why I haven't come across some storylines is because like you just don't wind up in these areas necessarily for very long in order to find these quest lines. And you can accidentally kill a person. There's a character that I killed by accident. I didn't realize until my most recent playthrough that you're not supposed to kill him. Like he eventually is like, don't! But I've always been so powered that I just come in and I'm like, bonk, and he dies. Patches is apparently like pretty. He's pretty. I didn't know that you're not supposed to kill Patches. And I did that for the first like twice.
And that lost you out on some missions that you could have gotten otherwise?
Yeah, missions and a belt and like a store and a little bit more depth of the whole Volcano Manor dungeon, which is a really cool plot line. But not one that you necessarily go down if you're like doing a pure mage build. So I think people like it so much because you can really make the experience yours. And it's not the same, it's not punishing in that like, okay, in order to progress here, I have to beat this guy, and I can't not continuously beat this guy. Like if you're like, oh man, I can't. Margate fell open. He's really hard. I'm just gonna go and like fight some wolves. And oh my god, here's a cave. And wow, this is a spell I can use. And oh my goodness, this hat. And wait a second, I just opened a chest. And now I'm teleported to hell. And wait, there's a stick here. And then finally, like 3 hours later, you go back and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna go back and fight that guy. And you're so beefed up from having explored the rest of the world that it isn't such a big deal. So it's not as punishing as it could be. It is what you make it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. It sounds like there's a high degree of discovery in it.
Yes.
Which is very fun and probably, I imagine, makes the world feel a lot more real because you're not on rails. You're literally finding things the way you would if you were just wandering around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people are still uncovering like secrets and bits of the lore and hidden things. I can't even imagine how many hours went into creating this masterpiece, truly. Like the amount of work and detail. They could have easily like copy pasted some of the assets in it, but rather than do that, there's like individually there's a goddess that's been trapped by the Elden beast inside of the giant tree. And no one tells you this, by the way. No one tells you this, by the way. You're just like, big tree there, and they're like, mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it's on you.
They got us in there, maybe.
You sit down at a site of grace, and then a lady pops up, and she's got a weird eye, and she's like, you don't have a maiden. You're like, I don't. And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna say some poetry at you, and have fun. And you're like, okay. She's like, let me hold your hand for a second. And you hold her hand. She's like, you don't. Let me tell you a story about this lady named Mariko. I'm like, who's that? And she's like, doesn't matter. She said one time that sometimes it rains and other times you're wearing a hat. Anyway, goodbye. And you're like, well, who are you? What? She's like,
oh my god.
Goodbye forever. And you're like, what? Who is this?
And then you just have to hold that in your brain until another thing comes along where you're like, hey, maybe that was One-Eyed Lady.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god. Well, that's what researching this. One of the things that came up immediately when you type in Elden Ring is what is happening in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And it's like Reddits upon Reddits, like of people going, can someone please tell me what's happening? I've played so many hours. I don't know what's going on. And it sounds like that's part of the fun of the game as a player, is just like piecing together the puzzle to be like, what is going on? What's the story?
Talking to other people is what makes it better, I find. Especially when it first started and like a bunch of my friends were playing at the same time. We'd be like, oh, did you find this cave? Or did you know that there's, like, I can't figure out to get a key to get into the academy. Like, I'm having such a hard time getting into the academy because I know I have to go beat Renala. And someone's like, well, the key is actually under this dragon that's over here. And you're like, why is there a dragon? And it's like, it's growing gems out of its head that are kind of similar to the ones that are growing on the side of that building. But you're like, okay. The thing that's great about it too is you don't have to fight anyone. really, if you don't want to. Like, you don't have to kill that dragon. If you don't want to kill that dragon, you can run right past him. You can run right past most. There's only 2. You only have to kill 2 of the demigods in order to get to the end game area.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And how many demigods are there?
Oh, God. I'm going to say, I don't know. I have to count.
We'll believe you no matter what you say.
Like 9. I wanna
Okay,
say,
okay.
So like a fair number, more than two.
2.
Yeah.
And then I want to say 9. And then in order to get into like the Shadow of the Erdtree, like the DLC, which is also huge and terrifying and hard and amazing.
I was not even aware there was DLC.
Oh my God. Like there is this one. Listeners, if you're Elden Ring players, maybe you have. There is this golden hippo. He's called the Golden Hippo.
Of course.
It was designed by, I think, the CIA as a torture device.
This is like a Black Ops. They're trying this out on you.
Yes, it is the
They're
most
using it to
evil-
recruit.
Yeah, they're doing it as a torture device. It is no lore implications. You don't have to fight this guy at all if you don't want to. It's just a giant hippo with porcupine spikes in a really small room, and it rolls around and just instantly kills you every time you go. And it is the most horrifying thing ever. And but the main boss of that whole building is this guy, and he's like half snake. And he pops out his old eyeball, and he turns into a full snake. And I just literally walked up to him and went like, bloop, dead. And he's a main guy that you have to kill.
What?
Meanwhile, there's this friggin' hippo. I wake up in the night thinking about this.
The hippo haunts your dreams.
This golden hippo, I swear.
Have you beat him?
Yes. And it makes you feel so good. But I literally started counting how many times. Like, and I'd like summon other people in to try everything to try and kill this thing. Like, it is. And some people, but you'll have a conversation with someone, and because like I favored magic and then favored like arcane, my experience is way different than like a former person on the show, Ashley Cooper. She's a real like big sword go bonk person.
Yep.
Like her experience way different than mine. Another friend who did more like a faith build, way different than mine. Everybody like approaches different areas with different. And there's different like challenges and struggles, and the way that you solve these problems are really unique to you. I just really like it a lot. I'm so excited to talk about it.
This is awesome.
That's amazing. I mean, I've
read a lot of the lore. I know a lot about it.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the lore, because I know that George R.R. Martin was involved in writing it, and from what I understand, he was just given free reign on the backstory to write whatever he wanted, and then the game writers wrote most of the in-game stuff.
Yeah, like from what I understand, he just kind of gave them like a world, like built a thing. And then walked away and never played the game and has no idea what they used and what they didn't.
Oh my God, George R.R. Martin.
That is the most George R.R. Martin-esque
Just like, here,
behavior.
I've given this to you. Don't bother me. I'm
You
writing another
finish
book.
There's some parts of it where you're like, okay, this. I feel like he wrote this specifically. Like
Yeah.
The main goddess who shattered the Elden Ring. Her name is America. There's churches for her everywhere. She's like the head of the Golden Order. She's the main god of this world. She's been trapped in a tree, and you have to go and kill her. Yeah. But she shares a body with another being named Radigan, who's like her king consort that she's had multiple children with. So it's basically like her twin, essentially. But it is also her. Like, America and Radigan, like, they are the same being, and they share the same bodies sometimes.
Okay.
But they've also had multiple children together.
Sure.
So that, to me, feels very, like, George R.R. Martin-y.
Yeah, big time. Oh,
George,
absolutely.
what's going on in your family, man? You okay, dude?
Yeah, of all the tropes to keep coming back around to.
That's a strange one to keep hitting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, real Lannister energy there, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this one, we're talking about the difficulty, because obviously that's one of the big things about it. And the creator was actually, has said, we could crank the difficulty down, which in my eyes would break the core of the game itself. Can you explain the appeal of this game with this level of challenge?
I think, and I don't think I'm alone in this, this game found me at a point in my life where I just needed a win, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think it being so difficult, like when you actually are strong enough and you are smart enough and you're adept enough to succeed, it feels so much bigger than in any other game. And it's not punishing just to be punishing. It's famously called tough but fair.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's not like doing like Last of Us 2 on Grounded, where if you breathe, a zombie 4 states over will come and bite your eyes.
Oh my god, I love that game so much.
I love it so much.
I love it.
But
It's one
so
of
hard.
Yeah, I completely agree. There are sections of that game I have died in. I want to say hundreds of times.
Oh, I cranked the difficulty down for some of the parts. I will. I fully will go down. Like that's because that to me is like punishing in a way that isn't as fun as go. It's not like with Abby you can go and do like go back to base and do a bunch of push-ups and then come back.
Yeah, and be better and make it easier. No, those sections with the dogs, you are still just getting tracked by a bunch of cute dogs, and you have to do something about it, and it's the worst.
There's zombies in that basement, and they're gonna find you.
Ugh, the fucking Rat King. Anyway,
Hate the Rat King.
hate the Rat King. Anyway, this isn't about the Rat King.
There are lots of rats in Elden Ring.
I believe it, and I believe there's a lot of large monstrosities that you get trapped in small rooms with, which is a similar energy.
Yeah, I think my biggest complaint with the game is the camera movements, especially when you're fighting dragons and stuff. Like it'll you don't know where you are in space sometimes, which
that can be tricky.
That's why the golden hippo can die. Apparently, they do nerf some of the more difficult characters. I feel like there's this constant like push pull with like the players and the devs, because players will find out like recently in a conversation on Reddit discover that like this one sword that you can get from this specific quest line will just heal you if you stab people. So it just makes the end game so much easier in a way that is like just completely delete people's health bars with it. So it's just way too overpowered. Or there was this one spell that like you just stick it in the ground, it becomes a whole bunch of thorns, and it grabs something and just deleting health bars. These things, and they figure it out, and they're like, oh, I see. And then they'll nerf the item for you.
Right, just they never want to make it too easy.
No, you never want. Oh, there's just something so satisfying when you fought so hard you find a hole in the ground in the mountaintops of the giants, and you're going through this, and it's infected with madness, and madness is this status effect that is so frustrating because it literally your brain just pops and you're dead if you get too much of the status effect on you.
Okay.
You go into this tunnel and it's just full of demons that are trying to give you that, and so you're running through the tunnel like no, and you get to the end and there's this giant caterpillar guy called, and then he's got all these wings and stuff, and he can also teleport, and also he's got a skull for a head and big mandibles, and you're like and you hit him with your stick or with your spell or whatever, and it's so frustrating and it's horrible. And then you get the spell, and you're gifted this spell, and it's wonderful because it fits your build. And not only does it fit your build, when your friend summons you in to go fight Radon, you hit the spell button and it just kills him in like 4 seconds, and then you guys can go have pizza.
I assume that's in-game pizza.
In-game pizza.
There's a pizza down at the Royal Capitol.
Lindell has pizza in the subterranean shunning ground.
Yeah, you gotta try it. They've really nailed the recipe.
Don't go into the Pizza Hut though; it's filled with madness.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what I understand of it, is that like because Ashley Cooper was actually the one who was telling me about Bloodborne initially, and
She's
just
obsessed.
that. Yeah, obsessed. I know. She tried very hard to get me to play it, and then she moved to Montreal, so I had to give the game back because I hadn't played it yet. Whoops! I'm so sorry, Ashley. But yeah, the way she explained it was very much that of like, after you've done this a number of times, you feel more powerful than you would in any game where you are just naturally overpowered because you've earned it, and it's you the player are that powerful, not just the character.
Yes.
Which is super cool when you think of it that way.
It is. I just love Elden Ring. I love FromSoft stuff. People are like, it's hard. I'm like, it is hard, but I don't know.
But that's the point, is that it's hard so that you feel that sense of power and that sense of accomplishment as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that when you finish it on platinum, you're like, you tried to get me. You tried to make it that I couldn't do this. I could do it.
I had to look up one thing. I couldn't find a legendary armament. It makes. I don't care. I'll spoil it for folks. There's a legendary armament that's on a statue of a dragon, and the platforming in this game is so infuriating. I don't know who thought to go up here, but the Spear of Grand Sax is literally located at the top of the statue of a Spear of Grand Sax. So you have to climb out onto a ledge.
Oh no!
And then kind of like skirp, and then roll.
Oh, and if you do that in the wrong sequence, you fucked and you're dead.
Yes, and then you die. The fall damage makes no sense in this game. And the platforming's weird, and some of the uglier the outfit, the better it is at blocking swords. Unfortunately, so cool. Literally, like the most like tanky outfit you can wear is just covered in sores. Like you look disgusting in it.
Oh, no.
Like I know it's technically like excise omen horns, but still you look awful. Like there's just I don't know, and it's so big. It's so big. There's a whole world underneath it. There's a whole world beside.
What?
It just keeps getting like larger and larger. Yeah.
So are they still actively developing for the game and doing like active DLC and updates to it?
There's just a new game coming out. It's called Night Rain, and it's going to be more of like a dungeon crawler style that it'll do randomized weaponry.
Oh.
And things like that. The DLC pretty much finished the story. If I could just quickly recap the story, I'm not
Absolutely.
even going to be.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
please.
So America, it was the.
I keep thinking you are saying America.
America.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. I've only read it.
That's okay.
And I don't have a British accent, and everybody has a British accent.
That's
It does
fair.
change it. It does
America.
change it. Yeah.
No, this is my friggin'
You're doing
elbow.
I prefer to pronounce it Murica.
Merca is the goddess of this land, and she, her eldest son, supposedly eldest son, but her best son, her favorite son, is killed when she'd removed death from the lands between. Basically, she took it out of the Elden Ring. Nobody can die, but then somebody found the rune where everybody can die and killed her best son, and she is so pissed that she takes a hammer and goes bah, and she hits the Elden Ring and shatters, and all these different runes go to all the demigods. Some folks found out that they were demigods, basically because nobody knew that Radagon and America are the same person. Whoa. So Radagon, so America basically as Radagon was fighting with this magic academy where this lady named Renala, she's like super powerful. She's the queen of the moon. She's literally the moon.
Okay.
She controls the moon, and they're fighting, and she was winning. So what he did is he put the smooch on, and he was just like, what? And she like fell in love with him, and they had 3 kids together, and they're all demigod children, but they didn't know they were demigod children because he was like, I'm just a regular guy. It turns out he's a god. That's some Zeus-ass behavior. Whoop. And then...
but she made babies with him, but she doesn't know that he's also America?
Does not know this. And then he's like, I'm going to go leave you for America. And
for myself.
Basically.
Yikes.
Yeah. And she goes crazy.
Yep.
And literally, like, she goes bananas, and he gives her, like, this egg to hold on to. It makes it... The way women are treated in this, you're kind of like, well, he left her, and so obviously she's nuts.
Well, that does track
Bitches be crazy.
with some stuff from Game of Thrones.
Oh, true. That's true.
Not that we know whether that was the
whole final season.
George
Anyway.
R. R. Martin's intention. That's a different episode.
Oh. And so she has an egg, but she had 3 kids, and one of them is Rani the Witch, and you can follow her quest. And if you want to get a cool sword, and you want her to be the queen of the moon, and you want the moon to win, you can follow her quest line.
That's cool.
And become her partner, her consort.
What? Cool. Of the moon?
Of the moon.
What happens with the egg? She's just holding this egg forever?
She's got this egg, but you can go and respec there.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's got to be really useful.
She get reborn, basically. So it's really, really sick.
Man, I want to date the moon. That sounds awesome.
She's
I want to date the moon.
hot.
Yeah.
Also, she's hot, and she's smart, and she runs a full academy.
Look, things that are the moon, like represented by the moon, like whenever a woman is the moon, it's always a hot woman.
Yeah, it's true.
The moon is sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar.
Very true.
Falls in love with the
Hadn't thought
moon.
about that.
Last Airbender.
Okay, canonically.
Sailor.
Yeah.
Sailor, the
Sailor
moon.
The moon.
Yeah, you're right.
Sailor, the moon.
Okay, canonically, the moon is hot. You heard it here first.
Canonically, the moon is hot. Everyone, number 1 sky orb.
Yeah.
Let's get with that moon.
Sun gets too much credit.
Yeah, man. You guys are all up in the sun's business, and he's fine.
Keeps us alive. It grows the plants.
He's
Meh.
fine.
Yeah.
big old ball of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
classic.
burning hot gas
Yeah.
all the time.
Hot air.
Not that moon.
Nope.
She's sleek. She's sexy.
Yep.
She got an egg.
She wanes, she waxes, we love it.
Question. Do you think the sun stinks?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Looking at it, yeah. I
You
think
know
it's
what?
got some like methane ass smell to it, and you're just like, Jesus.
Gotta, right? That much gas? It's a gas giant.
Yeah, it's a gas giant. He stink.
Yeah, probably.
He's stinky.
I see it.
His stinky son.
The moon, on the other hand.
Moon smells like, I don't know, like jasmine.
Jasmine.
Jasmine
That's what you're getting from
and
the moon?
cypress trees.
I love
and,
it.
You know,
I love it.
She's got a nice, cool smell to her.
God, we've figured so much out just now.
This
Anyways.
is not canonically in the game, but it should be.
It should be.
Listen up, everyone from software. From software.
So is that the encapsulation of all of it, or is there's more? That's just a little
That's like
bit.
3 of the demigods.
Oh
That's
my
4 of
god.
the demigods.
And then there's
One of Vernala's sons fed himself to a snake. You have to fight the snake. One of her sons.
Is that the snake that with the eye?
That's a different one. She's got another son. She's got another son. She said she left him in the basement. Because
Sure.
she hated him.
yeah.
She like basically America grew up in this small town in Shadow of the Erdtree. She grew up in this small town and she left it behind along with her son, who was also kind of a snake, and not a snake in a like sort of way, but like literally as a snake growing out of him.
Did she have that son with herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of her self sons.
Yeah, one of her self sons, a secret one, her first one. She just left it in the basement in her hometown.
Sure.
She went to go move to the big city.
Not exactly responsible parenting.
No, he burned everything down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would too. in
it's
that
hard when your
circumstance.
parent rejects you like that, and you're like growing up being like, I need to show I'm worthy. No one believed me. I'll burn it down.
Run it all down.
Yeah, it's a good initial solution, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
He
Just
did
like
that.
a stinky son.
The smelly,
everything.
stinky sun. The Shadow of the Tree is mostly about the ascension of, because basically when you become Elden Lord, like you've been summoned there to become Elden Lord, to defeat all these demigods, to like be the Lord of the lands between. You don't have to be a god to do it, but you can slay a god. It's awesome. But in the Shadow of the Erdtree, we find out that she's got twin children.
Whoa.
Melania and Mikola. Mikola we don't see at all, but then Mikola is gonna be a god. He wants to be a god, but his secret power, everybody's got powers. His power is he makes you fall in love with him.
Oh, that's a dangerous power.
That's a dangerous power. So he's like got a full cult.
Ugh. You know, that makes sense. That is the
Yeah.
cult type energy. They always end up cult leaders or imposers, for sure.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that happen to those people.
Can you marry him? Like, can you get with him in game?
Literally, what? No, you can't really like. You can't romance anyone, unfortunately. You can marry like the doll version
The
of one
moon.
lady, the moon. That's about it. But with him is if you're in this giant boss battle that everybody has a hard time with. I've done probably about 100,000 times. Is like if you get caught in his beam, you like rather than usually everybody's used to see this like the screen. It's like you died, but it's not like you didn't. It doesn't say you died. It says heart stolen.
Whoa.
You literally get on your knees and put your hands up. Like he gets you in this little spell.
Oh, that's
Which is
messed
the
up.
scariest of all.
Yeah, that's worse. At least when you die, you can retain your autonomy.
Exactly.
Ah.
Oh, he's the scariest of all.
Spooky.
Because everybody in the main game, everyone's talking about how great he is because they don't know.
Because they got their heart stole.
Because they got their hearts on, they don't know. And
That's
everybody's like,
freaky.
he's the good one.
That's freaky. That reminds me of that guy from Jessica Jones. Oh, I forget what his name is.
Oh, yes.
Creature?
Oh
No.
man, he scares me so much.
Me too. I couldn't even finish that show.
I felt like I found him to be one of the most disturbing villains I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
yes.
Man, what is his name? Oh, okay, it'll
David
come to me.
Tennant.
David Tennant.
Creature,
but
but-
he's a lovely man. So the guy he played.
Yes.
Yeah, that essence of like, I'm just gonna convince you to do everything I say, and you love me.
Yeah.
Ah.
And you think it's your own idea.
Oh, it's the worst. Oh, it's so spooky. It's the spookiest.
gross.
Okay, that sounds spooky as hell.
We're learning a lot about these like epic bosses and all these like big figures in the game. Do you have a particular boss that you love or hate, or love to hate?
Okay, one of the best boss fights, this might be one of the best boss fights ever in a game ever, is where you fight this guy named Radon, and basically he was this really cool, General Radon, and he was this guy who fought Mikola's sister, Melania, and lost, and he got afflicted with Scarlet Rot. So basically, you're not fighting him at his peak, basically. He's just become this beast who's kind of just like roaming around in this big desert area and like eating dudes and stuff. And he's got like big swords sticking out of his back because he didn't win this fight like at the shadow. He's literally like, he's a shadow of himself. He's a beast of himself. He's like using gravity magic to keep himself up like off the ground so he can still ride his little horse named Leonard.
Named Leonard?
Oh, that's very cute.
Oh my God.
And he, so basically, because he's so respected as a general, you and a bunch of other NPCs are invited to what's called like the Radon Festival, and so you all have to go and kill him. So basically, you teleport to this big desert, and you have to come and you have to summon in a bunch of different like NPCs to come and help you fight this big guy who literally like will shoot up into the sky and send down comets, and he's literally holding back the stars from the sky. There are no stars in the sky. He's holding them back with his like gravity magic. So you have to fight him, but you have to summon all these different like folks to help you. You can't do it by yourself. It's so rad, and you're spending half of your time like running, like making sure that you like all of these NPCs are still alive, and then you can also summon in like other players, so you can have up to like 2 players to come play with you too, and still he'll kill you. It's so fun. It's just really, really unique gameplay.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing that strikes me about like every time you describe a boss or anything, it's just like the style of the gameplay, the way they design these bosses to have very unique powers. Like they're not all just trying to crush you.
Yes.
It seems like they're all trying to achieve a specific thing or use a specific power that is unique to them.
Exactly. There's one, I've just got to be really excited. The guy who turns himself to a big old snake. I didn't do his whole quest line. I just showed up and there he was. And I didn't know that you're supposed to, there's literally a sword there. And it's called the Serpent Slayer sword, and you're supposed to pick it up, and that's what you're supposed to use to fight him.
Oh, no.
I did not know this. I did not know this.
So you're just hacking away at this guy being like, why won't you fucking die?
Not even doing anything.
Oh my God.
This big snake, and it kills me, and he gets so mad.
Brutal.
Yeah. And then I ended up looking it up, and then I was like, oh, okay.
That would have helped.
And then I get like summoned in a lot to fight that because people will come down and they're like, I've got my best rapier, I've got my shield, I'm ready to do it. Like this thing.
You're like, you sweet summer child.
He's a sweet summer child.
This
He's
ain't
a giant man snake who lives in a lava pit and he only uses his giant sword that's also a spear. Basically, that's like, can you dodge well? That is all that is.
Yeah.
Can you dodge well? That is that character.
That makes sense. And from the gameplay perspective, I understand that like dodging is a very big component of this game. Like what is the actual gameplay like from the perspective of the player?
Oh, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like, okay, for instance, yeah, is it do you stealth a lot? Is there a lot of combat? Like I know, for instance, in Last of Us 2, you have options to sort of be more of a brute and run in, but there's also the stealth option of like being able to sneak around and like avoid things altogether.
Yeah.
Like, are there options on how you play things?
Yes, a million options. You can have a bow and arrow. You can have you can come in and you can use a spell that makes you like unheard, and you can just go up and like stab people if you want.
Cool.
You can use like big spells that will like shoot just clear mobs out for you. You can come in with your big stick. You can be fast with your dexterity swords, bows and arrows. You can use magic. You can use you can add what are called like ashes of war, which is like features to like weapon skills on top of your weapons.
So you can then upgrade them that way.
Yes. So it'd be like, I have a Uji katana, and I want it to be poison. So it's poison, and also has a ash of war on it where it shoots blood.
What?
And these are things you find, and you stick them onto your sword, and you're like, all right, let's give this a go.
Wow.
And then you come across like a field boss or somebody, and you need to get by them, and it's like, guess what I'm immune to? Poison and blood loss. And you're like, well, shit, I gotta go find something else.
Toss that sword out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not gonna use that, I guess.
So interesting. It kind of reminds me of how The Witcher works as well, where you have to like have certain like potions and stuff for certain creatures.
Yeah.
And it makes for really varied gameplay.
Yes.
Which is very cool.
It's like if we took out all the boobs.
Why would you want to do that?
No boobs, no conversations, no friendship. anybody that you talk to will die. And there's only one happy ending you can get for one character, and that's it.
What? Really?
Yes. It's very like kind of dark, sad game when you think about it. But.
It's considered an action RPG, I think. How much of the role playing is there? Because you're saying there's not really conversations. Like, are you just going through hacking and slashing? Like, how do you engage with the other characters in the world?
You can talk to them or you hit them. But basically,
Those are kind of the two ways.
R.I.P. Patches.
everything is trying to kill you all of the time.
Okay.
Everything is always trying to kill you
Okay.
all of the time.
How do you know if something's not trying to kill you, a la Patches?
Well, Patches is trying to kill you, but you're just not. You give that.
Okay, hang on. I feel like if that's the case, you cannot be blamed for killing him.
Right.
I feel like you were in the right there. He started it.
Did you come into his thing and then you're supposed to hit him? But I always, when I came across him, both times before, I came across him, I was too powerful, so I just hit it like one hit killed him.
Oh, okay. So you just weren't supposed to kill him that fast.
Yeah, you're supposed to get him like about halfway through his health bar, and then he'll be like, "Please, no, let's be friends." But apparently, Patches is like throughout all of the FromSoft games, he's around.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't encountered him anywhere else. I've probably killed him.
Before you found out he was Patches.
R.I.P. Patches. I'm sorry.
He shouldn't have come so hard at you.
But speaking of Patches, you can summon him in for that Radon fight I was talking about. But he literally will, like, he's such a little weaselly little worm guy that, like, you summon him in and you're running across the beach to, like, go and stab, and then you'll get a notification like, Patches has returned to his world.
Oh.
He's just like, he shows up and he's like, nope.
Not interested.
Never
and
mind.
that's why he
Don't
got
like it.
dead later.
Yeah.
You can't show up and then run away, Patches.
Yeah, he does.
Whose team are you on?
He has a non-committal energy, it seems.
Yes.
So in the actual game itself, as you're playing, so there's no role playing. There's mostly how much of it is like fighting versus like exploring.
I would say, it's up to you because everything's
Okay.
trying to kill you all the time. Everything's trying to kill
So
you.
it could be
all the time.
fighting all the time,
Yes.
if you want it to be.
If you want it to be, you
Yeah.
could be fighting all the time. If you want it to be,
Yeah.
you're given a horse right off the jump, basically, pretty much right away. And
What's your horse's name?
Torrent.
Torrent.
That's
I like
nice.
it.
I didn't name him that.
Okay, it comes in
I
pre-named.
didn't. No, the only thing you get to pick your own character's name. I have 3 characters. Grandpa.
Oh, incredible.
And which
incredible
one's
name.
Grandpa?
Grandpa is a mage.
Okay.
I got what was it? Was it Peaches? I think Peaches was one.
Great.
Peaches was one, and then most recently Jorkin de Penis.
A classic family name. Yeah, yeah, great. Do other characters have to say the name out loud? Okay, because
No
that
one
is always
knows
a
it.
fun aspect.
Yeah.
If you can force NPCs to say things.
They don't know your name. They don't even, and it's not really gendered either. It's just body type.
Oh,
you're
cool.
Like type A or type B.
That's great.
And voice A, voice B doesn't really matter, and you can be young, old, whatever you want.
Love that.
And like literally every NPC you run into is just like you. You know, name, gender. There's no anything. It's just you're here.
They're not there for
Tarnished,
friendship.
aren't you?
They're there to kill you.
Everybody's trying to stab you.
Oh my gosh. Of the 3 characters you made, do you have a build that to you was the most fun to play as?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, a blood-based samurai. So fun.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known. It's dexterity heavy. Dexterity arcane with a little bit of strength mixed in. And basically just a bleed build, pure bleed build. You're just hacking away at people, but it's so fun because you're so fast. You level up and you just become just hitting buttons and you're like shing, 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 just cutting people out like and you attack, and just and then all the blood goes everywhere like big gush.
And
That's
which of the
sick.
characters is this? Was that Peaches?
No, that's Jorkin de Penis.
Jorkin de Penis.
I don't know how you couldn't tell that immediately.
You can rename them whenever you want.
He has a speedy energy.
Grandpa. I like if I'm doing a lot of multiplayer, I'll change the name to like Grandpa because it's funny. Because it's always funny when a person's name is like, your Grandpa has died.
Oh no.
You've summoned Grandpa. Grandpa's here.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is, I feel like I would love to summon Grandpa for various different issues.
Yeah.
When you're in the multiplayer mode and you get summoned in, is there like a social chat aspect to it? Like,
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh.
I don't turn any of that on.
Fair.
I've never turned it on with anything.
It seems wise.
I'm undiscoverable on PlayStation unless we're close friends. I don't want to talk to strangers.
That's
That's fair. That's not always what people go to gaming for.
I'm like, I swear a lot. And like, I'm mean.
And you don't know who's on the other end of that.
No,
you know?
it could be somebody's got a baby.
Yeah,
Somebody
could
has a
be.
baby.
Could be.
Somebody is a baby.
It could be somebody who's like 14. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
And I'm cussing. A game makes you cuss a lot.
I believe it.
I used to live in a different apartment when I first started playing, and my downstairs neighbors were like, we were actually really scared of you because at night we could just hear, all we'd hear would be, God damn it. What? But there's no one walking around up there.
It's just like silence other than
Swearing to
screams.
yourself? That's so funny.
Just imagine above your head, just.
Did you have a chance to explain that?
Yes.
Okay. And they were like, oh.
Oh, okay.
It's a really hard game. Yeah, you gotta understand. Patches was dead. It was a whole thing.
I'm just trying to call Patches. He's dead. He's been dead.
So if you're doing a playthrough of this game, obviously it's kind of choose your own adventure. You can play as long or as little as you want. What would like one standard playthrough, if you just went to like beat a couple of the demigods, like how much time would that be? Because you said you've done 500 hours across these 3 characters, platinum the shit out of it.
Yes.
What if someone were just coming in and being like, you know, I'd like to sample it. What kind of time spend are they looking at off the top?
You could do it in 60.
Okay.
You could do it in 60. You're looking at 80 probably.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Like
is
So
like
a dollar
fairly
per
standard.
$1 per hour.
$1 per hour. This
Yeah.
is how I explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna let it $1.
Yeah, I'd say
Couple
so.
cents an hour.
You watch a movie? That's a much higher.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's like $8 an hour,
Yeah.
depending on whether you go on a sale day.
Even on Grandpa Day. Even when you go on Grandpa Day, it's not good deal. Is that? But yeah, it's probably like you're looking at, I would say 80 hours.
Okay.
But like if you want to like explore, or probably most people it's like 100 hours.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But you can do it in 60.
I imagine that like speed running it isn't exactly the most fun or optimal way to experience the world.
You could speed run it, and like I don't know. I feel people do it really, really quickly because you could do it, but you're not experiencing any of it. You're not getting the most joy out of it. I don't think.
Yeah.
I watched a player do a no hit run,
Whoa.
which seems impossible to me. But I'm not one of those guys. I'm also not one of those guys that's like, don't use summons, don't use spirit ashes, don't use all this stuff. I'm like, no, use what the game gives you.
Yeah.
It's there for you.
It's there for a reason. Like I'm not a get good person. I'm like, if you're having a hard time, even some like friends of mine are having a hard time with it. I'm like, you know what? We'll play together. Like if you want to beat this boss, just call me in. I'll go in. We'll squish the guy together. We'll talk. It'll be fun. Like just yeah. I'm not a like better get good loser.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a
Oh.
great sword and bonk with your big great sword. All I do is I show up with a colander on my head and a toothpick.
It's like, well, yeah, I'm proud of you. That's great.
Congrats.
you.
You played it the way you wanted to play it.
You're not like angry maidenless. Angry maidenless.
So now that you've like gotten platinum, what brings you back into the game? Like, what are you excited to experience in the game?
Yeah, are there more classes you want to play? I don't know if different like species or races is a thing in this particular world.
No, it's all humanoids mostly. Like you can be like descendant of a dragon, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but
It'd be like Hand of a Dragon. You know.
Yeah, you got a dragon arm. Well, there are actually like incantations you can use that where you'd like turn into a dragon for a second. You know, there's also like you find a dragon heart at one point. And you turn into a lady who's a dragon. You turn into a dragon lady,
That's pretty rad.
and all your stats go up. Yeah, I found that recently. That was cool.
Do you get to stay as a dragon?
until you're killed. You're just a little dragon lady. Yeah, but it's like a dragonborn kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like in Skyrim,
Yeah.
like you're have like a tail and stuff.
That makes sense.
Humanoid still, but you're a dragon. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I platinumed it and I was like, I'm putting this down for a while.
Yeah.
I have to put this down for a while. Because in order to get one ending that you have to get, in order to platinum, you have to play the game wrong. And
What?
to make
Wait,
like
what?
a bunch. You basically like you have to tell everybody to go F themselves, and you follow this outer god called the Three Fingers, who's evil. And it makes for a really, like, you come to the ending. This isn't spoiling anything, because by the time you're playing this game and you get this far, you whatever. But like, basically, the ending is that, like, someone who is a companion to you is just like, you've descended the world into chaos. I will spend the rest of my life hunting you.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, that rules. That rules.
Like,
if
you
that's an
fucked up
option.
so bad.
You messed this up so bad that I have to spend the rest of my life trying to kill you.
I'm going to give you a 30-second head start. I'm going to count 30, 29, 28. I can still see you. You should run.
Use a portal or something.
Yeah, just get out of here.
I'm trying to give you a chance.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's like it goes counter to the way that you would want to play, or that I would want to. Cause,
no kidding.
But that's basically, I would like to do the DLC one more time, maybe. Because I only ever went through it once, because it is punishing.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Well, I guess it makes sense that if you finish the rest of the game and you need extra content, that they're going to be like, well, you're the type of person who's going to want this to be hard. Yeah.
We're expecting you to go in. Basically, they were like, we're expecting you to go in with like a minimum level 150 character. Like, that's, we anticipate that. Is all of you losers with your like level 320, you're gonna come into this place and you're gonna get stomped on because there's a new like leveling system. It's so smart. They're so smart. There's a new like upgrade system in the DLC. So even if you are going in with your like your 150 guy with a sword, or you're going in with your like 320 like mage tank, like you're kind of on the same. You're gonna be hit with a similar difficulty because you have to scale up using different materials.
Oh man, it sounds like the design of this game is impeccable.
It is immaculate. It is so good.
Say someone from software was listening to this. What, is there something you'd want to say to them about this game?
Thank you so much. You saved my life.
Oh, yay! I love that.
You know how many folks say that about FromSoft games, though?
Really?
Like,
Really?
Yeah, there's a YouTuber called Nakey Jakey. He was a yoga ball YouTuber that talks about that, about Dark Souls 3. Like, it just is one of those things where if you're in a dark place, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get into the pit.
Oh my god.
I guess it would kind of retrain your brain on how to deal with frustration or problem solving and challenge. Yeah, just like create new neural pathways.
And no, like ultimate escapism also. Like, you can't be like listening to a podcast and driving through. It's not like playing like GTA 5 where you're like, I'm gonna listen to some music and someone can talk to me while I'm driving through Los Santos or whatever. It's like, I'm not here. Like, I'm not here. I'm not in this world. Congratulations, because wow, what an achievement.
Oh,
what an achievement.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay, I have created a little bit of a game for you. It's not a game, a little activity. So I don't know if you ever see like The Traders or anything like that, but Alan Cumming, sometimes when he's setting up a challenge, he'll like give a little bit of a cryptic way to help them figure out what they have to do.
A clue, if you will.
A clue.
Like
So
a
like,
trade?
so he'd be like, be a doll and meet me outside. And the thing is all about having to find dolls. So I thought I'd set up different parts of the game, and you can kind of give little like hints to people going in about what they should maybe consider when approaching this encounter, if that makes sense. So, because you've played it multiple times. So if someone was coming into Celia Crystal Tunnel, do you have any like tips or hints that you could give to them?
Don't use magic.
All right.
Ooh.
Good.
This is going to be really exciting with no context.
I know, I love it.
Because I'm like, why?
Use more physical impact.
Nokron, the Eternal City.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. You'll never find the map. Look at the
Do you have to find maps?
Yeah.
Whoa, really?
Usually they're pretty like telegraphed pretty easily, but not in the.
Oh my god.
Nokron Eternal City is like underneath the regular map, and it's difficult. Also, the boulders are alive.
Oh, what?
And you can kill them.
Oh my god. Okay.
What?
All right. Liurnia of the Lakes.
It's sinking. Use your horse. It's probably the widest. Use your horse to get through it.
Amazing.
That's where you'll find all of the magic stuff if you want to go like pure mage. If you're not going mage, I would speed through there.
Okay. Atlas Plateau.
Altus Plateau.
Altus.
Beautiful. Always fall there.
What?
You don't have to fight the golems. I would fight the dragon.
I want to go to the Always Fall place. That sounds
Beautiful.
awesome.
It's gorgeous.
Fall forever.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Lanedell, Royal Capital.
Get the Sword of Grand Sax before you burn the Erd Tree.
Yeah.
Get the Sword of Grand Sax before you burn the Erd Tree. That's all I'm going to say, because it's not going to be there once you do that.
What? Mysteries.
Mountaintops of the Giants.
Very hard. I don't think I've even explored all of it. There's a part of it that is so infuriating. But fire. Equip a lot of fire and be patient.
Amazing. Caelid.
That's hell. It's literally hell. It's red.
Not you exaggerating. It's just really painful. It is literally hell.
Yeah, it's like if you stand on the ground, you will rot and die. What? You have to use your horse the whole time. It's hell. It
The
literally
horse is fine.
It's so hard. The horse is fine. He's a spirit.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He's beautiful.
No, naturally.
Yeah, he's
Come
got
on,
little
Kaya.
horns. He's gorgeous. Yeah, Torrent's perfect. He's a little baby. And you're fine. But if you want to level up really fast, there's just a dragon laying on the ground, and if you hit her enough times, you'll get like a bunch of runes so you can level up.
What?
Whoa.
That's a good tip.
Stormvale Castle.
You don't. Oh God! Watch out for the birds. Get some. You want something ranged, and it's because it's early.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Michaela's Haligtree.
Nicola's Haligtree, completely optional area. That's where Melania is at the end of that one. And there's a lot of cool swords and stuff there, but it is extremely hard, but a really cool place. Get your holy defense up.
All right. How about Crumbling Farum Azula?
You
I
ever
almost
want to
definitely
be
said that road.
Crumbling Farum Azula? I don't actually know how you say it either, because I've only ever read it. Also hell, but it's a horrible area. It's a horrible area. But also watch out for the birds. Also, they're the Stormvale birds. They're there, but when you're running up and there's a tree sentinel and you're running into Malekith's, if you turn backwards, there's actually a small area where you can get a really cool sword.
Oh man, it really sounds like literally everything is trying to kill you. Like the trees, they're trying to kill you. The birds, they're trying to kill you.
The boulders.
They're trying to
The
kill
boulders
you.
are kill you.
Yeah,
They're
everything's trying to kill
literally
you.
hawks with swords for feet. They're evil. I hate them. Are you
Oh my
kidding me?
God.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
Ranged.
Okay, what about Volcano Manor?
Oh, Volcano Manor. Do the whole quest for that. Do the whole quest. Do all the requisite stuff. It's really fun.
Sweet.
Castle Morn.
That one I've only ever done one time. It's actually really sad. That one's really sad, but if you want to do the crappy chaos ending, it's good to start there because you need to meet a character there, and she has to die in order for that quest to start. So you can go that way if you want to get the chaos ending.
And you have no idea where to start, right? You're just kind of running in a direction, hoping
wherever
you
you
find
want.
something.
Yeah, there's sites of grace and they point to places, but sometimes they'll just point directly into a wall. And you're like, thank you.
Not helpful. Okay, what about Shaded Castle?
Shaded Castle.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just looked up a list of the 10 hardest areas, and then none of the lists had the same exact things on them.
Oh, okay.
So they're all the hardest. Okay, what about this? Carria Manor.
Oh, Carrier Manor. Carrier Manor is hard if you're a magic user, but it's really, really easy if you aren't.
Oh.
But that's where all the magic stuff is. That's where like you can get talismans that'll help you do spells faster. That's where all the magic is. That's where Renala is. Oh yeah, and when you go to fight Renala, use physical because she's like immune to magic.
That's also really cool game design that the good magic stuff is where it's hardest for magicians
Yeah.
to go. That's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's really
That's
clever. I've
such a,
never
like,
thought about
psych
that
out.
before.
It's
yeah.
rad.
Yeah, because you need it more.
You have to defeat people who are immune to what you have in order to get better. Like it doesn't. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the opposite of how many games usually work, where
Yeah.
it's like, if you really need this, it'll be easier for you to get to it.
Exactly.
Wow, I love that so much.
It's awesome.
Oriza's Hero's Grave.
Oh, Oriza's Hero's Grave. That's a underground tunnel. I didn't even finish that one. That's got a cool boss at the end that will give you a talisman if you're going for a specific build. But like you don't have to do the Hero Grave at all. And like sometimes they're really, really infuriating because you'll fight through them and they're really hard, and then you get something you can't use. It'd be like a spell you're not a spellcaster and it's got a spell.
No.
Yeah, it's brutal.
No.
And last but not least, Castle Soul.
Oh, you need, in order to get to Mikla's Haligtree, you actually have to beat, once you've beaten the boss there, I won't say who it is, but once you beat the boss there, actually go up to the top of the castle, and you'll get a piece of thing that you need in order to get to Mikla's Haligtree.
Ooh, these are hot tips.
Yeah. Is there any that we didn't cover that you're like, I need to share this with people playing to help you?
Yeah, please, my
Nothing
wisdom.
will help you.
Just abandon hope.
It is what you. I would say. I made the mistake of being a spellcaster. It's actually kind of harder to glass cannon it. I found, and don't be afraid to ask for help and summon people in and look up stuff online because it's designed that way. Like there's good communities out there, and watch a lot. Oh my God, the lore videos are so good.
Oh, there are whole videos for that, eh?
Yeah, like Vati Vidya, Quail Egg. Yeah, brilliant people who like sort through all these different descriptions and put together like they'll do like cinematics too. So you're watching it like it's a movie. It's awesome.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So
Vati
like,
Vidya.
dive in, get into the community.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And as we're about to wrap up, is there anything else you want to get out into the world about Elden Ring for someone who might not have played it yet?
You can
who's
do
listening?
it. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. You think you can't do it, but you can do it. It sounds like people will say it's mean and it's hard, but you can do it. And if you find it too hard, ask for help.
I love that.
That's just good life advice.
It's beautiful also. It's gorgeous. Like, even just look up stills from the different areas. Other than Farum Azula. Farum Azula gets fucked. I hate that place.
It's hell.
It's not hell. It's a evil island that exists outside of time.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good though.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds on the negative end of a vacation.
It's really brutal.
Yeah. All right. Well, at the end of every episode, we'd like to share our micro fandoms of the week, which we will do in just a moment. But before we do, here are some other ways you can connect with us. This show is always going to be free, but you can show your support in many different ways, including joining us on our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/thefandomshow, where you can get access to episodes early, submit questions, enjoy our monthly Nerds letter, where we supplement our episodes with a whole bunch of facts and things that we didn't get to in the episode itself. You can also listen to our exclusive patron podcast, The Fan Club, where we watch movies one of us loves and the other one has never seen. You can also find us on social media at Fandom Show Pod or at our website, thefandomshow.com.
Also, if you're listening to this point, thank you, first of all. But also, it means that you're loving this podcast, and hopefully you want other people to love this podcast. So go out there and tell people about it. It's the best way for us to get more people listening to the podcast. It's just for you to share it with your friends, your nerdy friends, your non-nerdy friends. Maybe your mom will like it. I don't know. Maybe your dad wants to hear about clocks. You know, what if your aunt loves the idea of a crossword?
Name more family members.
What if a distant cousin is like, ooh, you know what? I need a new mechanical keyboard.
Yeah.
You know, what if great Aunt Judy is like, you know what? I want to fuck with some fan fiction. Tell her about our podcast.
We're the podcast for that.
Or like your friends too, or like
Yeah.
your coworkers. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about your boss, Bill?
Yeah.
What's he into? He might find a new hobby. Anyway,
You're really painting a picture here. I love it.
I'm going on a journey. But also another thing that's really, really helpful is if you get on wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, any of those things, review the podcast so that other people looking at it might be like, you know what, that's actually worth a listen.
Yeah.
That is really, really helpful, and it helps other people find the next thing that they're going to listen to and that they're going to love.
Yep.
You know
And-
what? Go on Reddit to the /podcast, because I keep trying to post about it, and they're like, no, you can't post your own podcast on here. Stop doing this. We're going to kick you out of this thing.
Yeah, help us. We're summoning you.
So you have to go
Elden
do
Ring
that.
style.
You have to do that for us. So yeah, if you leave a review, it's really, really helpful, and it helps more people find us. Also, if you want to chat with us, the From Superheroes Network has a Discord, and we have a little sub-Discord in there, so you can meet other people listening to the podcast. You can nerd out about shit, and you can chat with us sometimes, because we like to go on there sometimes and interact. And now we're at our micro fandoms of the week, starting with Kaya.
That's me. Yeah, I edit video for a music YouTuber. That is one of the things I do during the day for money. And I enjoy it. It's very fun, and I learn a lot about music while I'm doing
You're
it.
not name dropping. You can say who it is.
Yeah, it's at Andrew Huang. He's a YouTube creator. He's a musician. He's incredibly talented and also a good pal. But I help edit some of their videos, and so one of the lovely things about it is he's a music educator. So I learn a lot about music. And today, as an exciting little side thing, they were talking about prog rock on the show, they were doing some prog rock, and I was like, I'm gonna go learn what prog rock is, and I went and I just looked up a playlist, and I was like, let's listen to some prog rock. It turns out I already liked a lot of prog rock, which was very fun. So that's kind of a fun new discovery of just being like, sometimes I strongly encourage you. Sometimes if you come across a thing that you're just like, hey, never looked into that before, just do it in the moment. Look it up immediately. It can be very satisfying.
Listen to some prog rock. Listen to some Afro beats if you haven't. Afro beats are fucking sick. Like, just hear it. Any musical thing that you've heard of but haven't listened to, just try it.
Yeah.
You never know.
There's a whole world out there, you guys.
There's a whole
world.
And not all of it's punishing. Some of it's beautiful and magical.
Right. You have to run around and figure out who's trying to kill you and what's just prog rock. Anyway, so Steph, what are you up to?
There's been a book on my bookshelf for a long time that I've been meaning to read. It's by a local author, playwright, performer, Catherine Hernandez. It's called Scarborough. It's been around a long time. There's a movie made of it that was also wonderful. And I've been like, I've got to read this fucking book because I love Toronto. I love things about Toronto. And I have a book club and I'm making everyone read this book for it. So I finally finished this book. And it was just such a lot, like, to say it was lovely is not quite correct because, it's very challenging. It's about people who live in Scarborough, which is predominantly a multicultural and traditionally lower economic community. And so it's a lot of stories about different people who live in that community and their struggles and their joys and their challenges and, the beauty of finding community in there and of investing in your own community. And I just, as someone who grew up in, lower income housing in Toronto, it was really, really beautiful and lovely to see that type of community represented in fiction, because that's not traditionally the stories that you get to read a lot about. So to see stories about people who were like the people I grew up with, who went to my school, to learn about their lives and about, even though they have come from struggles, how much beauty is in there and how much joy and how much love and community. And it was just really, really lovely. I thought it was beautiful. So if you're looking for a pretty quick read, it's like 250 pages. I read it in 2 nights, but check it out. Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez. Or watch the movie.
Incredible.
Meg, what are you into right now?
Oh my goodness.
What are you loving?
Glorious, wonderful community, everything. This is I'm just really into Breaking Bad right now.
To Mega Man?
Just really into Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad.
Is this your first time watching it?
It was my first time watching Better Call Saul. I got
okay. I still haven't watched that. I hear it's amazing.
It is so good. It is so good. And it's beautiful cinematography-wise. And then you listen to all of the podcasts and all of the guys talking about it. And they're like, did you actually know we threw a camera at that pizza and that's how we got that shot? I'm like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, we got it in one.
Man, I love companion podcasts. They're the best.
Oh, yeah.
They're so fun.
Yeah, Breaking Badiverse. That's but if you're looking for a book, have you ever read Indigenous Toronto? It's a series of essays.
I think we actually have that.
Yeah, we own that.
I think I bought that.
Yeah.
Absolutely read that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to support community. But in the island, I'm like, I will go back to my cave. Saul Goodman and I will share stories.
Meg, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you? What do you want to plug?
Oh, I don't know. You go watch my TV show. Watch go on Crave or go on APTN Lumi and watch Don't Even. I love that show and it's wonderful.
Oh yeah,
and it's a really fun TV show. And you can listen to my comedy album if you want to, if you have a listening device.
Which
I know I hope, because you're listening to us.
How did you get here?
How did you get here? Who are you?
Who let you in?
Who let you in?
It's okay, Grandpa.
Grandpa has to go back to their world.
All right. And with that, till next time, love the things you love and tell everyone about them. Bye.
grandpa.
The Phantom Show.